Y'all ready? Y'all ready, man? Y'all ready? Is y'all ready though? Is you ready? It's up. It's up. Is you ready though? This shit finna be crazy. This finna be crazy. Share this one out, man. Share this beam out. Is you ready though? Is you ready? So you guys see what it look like. You guys see what it look like. Then you gonna be like, I see it now. I see it. Yeah. So you gotta see it though. You gotta see this. Just like you see these. Hey. They said that these was made in the horse and buggy days. Look at this. They say that these right here, all these buildings right here, right? They say that these buildings was built during the horse and buggy days. How? How, Sway? How? How did these buildings right here get built in the days of horse and buggy? How did these get built? You gonna want to share this one out, fam. It's time to put them glasses on. It's time to see what's up. It's time to take off the blindfold. You didn't have that black Negro colored blindfold on too long. You didn't have that African American blindfold on way too long. It's over with for that, man. See, when you see it, you can't unsee it. When you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's go. Let's go. I want to show y'all something though. Check this out. Check this out. I want y'all to see something. We're gonna be hitting you with video after video, picture after picture. We're gonna be hitting you with all kind of stuff in this beam out right now. We're gonna be hitting you with all kind of stuff. So I just want to show y'all something real quick. See this? These are the days of the giants, right? We're just gonna connect some dots real quick. Just want to show y'all some stuff about the giants. Hold up. Let's just go right here with the giants real quick. Let me just show y'all something. Because you need to see this. See? They were giants among us, right? Genesis 6, chapter 4. You say there were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the Son of God came into the daughters of man, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were old men of renown. Now watch this though. You see that? Genesis chapter 6, verse 4. We talking about the Bible, the Helios Biblios text, right? Nah. You let me know. Do you see something? You see something with these giants? Hold up. You see something with these giants? Hold up. Let me see something real quick. You see something with these giants? You should see something right about now with these giants. Hold up. Let me show you something. I want y'all to see this real clear. Right here with these giants. You see what they got on their heads? Zoom in real quick. Look what they got on their heads. Hold up. Don't that look like this right here? Huh. Don't that look like these? Well, you got to buckle up your seatbelt. You're going to have to buckle up your seatbelt on this beam out. Zoom in to these giants. Don't they got fezzes on? Don't they got turbans wrapped around their fezzes? I told y'all it's up. I told y'all it's up. See, they don't go into this. So if you was like with a Nephilim and you was talking about the Anunnaki, why do the Nephilim or the Anunnaki, why do they have on Moorish turbans? Moorish fezzes? Why do they have this on? Hold on, man. Hold on. You need to see this right here. You need to see this. We coming out of the book right now, the One World Tartarians. So how do somebody explain how the Tartarians, we talking about the Nephilim, or you say the Anunnaki, how are they giants but they all got something in common. They all got Moorish turbans on. They got Moorish fezzes on. They giants though. You see the pictures. Huh? And then you come over here to the Moors over here. Moor wearing a turban and a Moor. He got a turban on with a feather in there. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. Wait. We gonna have to get this right. We gonna have to get this right now. You saying that giants among us was wearing turbans and fezzes? It's up. Now you let me know. How come giants is wearing turbans and fezzes, just like the Moors do? See, this is why they don't want us to get into this kind of conversation. You see that? They don't want us to get into the Moorish conversation. But guess what, though? Moors is trending right now. Yeah. Peace and love to all the Moors, all the Muslims, all the Asiatics that's out there. It's up. If you ain't got this right here on your wall, you need to order one today. Order it today. Put it in your cart today. This is where it's at. Everything else that they talk about, Pan-Africans, African-American, people of color, Indians, Native Americans, it's over with for that. This is where it's at. You need to come on into your birthright, your nationality. This is what you need to come on into. Stay tuned for this beam out. Buckle up your seatbelt because we finna take it there. Let's go. Look at this. Let me show y'all some things though. So the giants, right? The giants, they got turbans and fezzes on. The giants got turbans and fezzes on. You could throw that FBA shit in the garbage can. It's over with for that. It's cap. All that's cap. Throw that FBA narrative in the garbage. You see the head of a Moor with a turban on? You come over here to the giants. You see what they got in common? They got turbans and they got fezzes on. They giants though. So who you know got some older than giants that's similar to what the Moors got? Hold up. What you see? Turbans and fezzes on. Who you know got something older than that? It ain't the FBA. It ain't the Indians. It ain't the Native Americans. It ain't the so-called black people. It ain't the African Americans. Who you know got something older as far as drip? Turbans and fezzes, stone statues, things that was carved in bronze. Who you know got something older than that? We talking about real receipts right now. We ain't talking about hearsay. Somebody just running their mouth. Nah, we ain't talking about that. Who you know got something older than this? Who you know on the planet throughout history got something older than the fez and the turban? Because I'm looking at giants right now. Actual giants. They got fezzes and turbans on. You know, how Moors be talking about turbans and fezzes. Who you know got something older than these right here? Something carved in stone. Who you know got something older than this? Y'all better come on in. You really better come on in. You can go, I don't care if you want to go from Babylon to Timbuktu. I don't care where you want to go. In history, you want to go right here? You want to go to Christian slaves and Muslim masters? You want to go here? You want to go to stolen legacy? Any direction you want to go to. You want to go to Egyptology? Any direction you want to go into, it's always going to be Moors there. Moorish drip there. From the carvings to the statues to the turbans to the fezzes to everything. The food, the culture, everything. Everything. Look. Even if you want to go here. Even if you want to go here. They'll be like, oh, the Moors, they just doing what the white people is doing. These people not white people. These people is Albions. That's who they are. So let me ask y'all this. Right? If you saying that the Moors sold out. And the Moors are doing everything that the white people are doing. Let me ask y'all this. Has a Caucasian Albion, have they ever told you that you wasn't a Moor? Think about it. Has a hybrid European ever told you to your face on TV, on a movie, have they ever told you that you was not a Moor? They told you was black, Negro, color person, Native American. They didn't actually joined up with the so-called Indians. Yeah. The pale-skinned Albions have actually joined up as Indians. And you still claiming that you an Indian. Have you ever seen a pale-skinned Albion claim they are Moor? It must be something to that word Moor that got them to stay away from that. They don't even get into that kind of conversation. And they never told you that you wasn't no Moor. Who telling you that you're not a Moor? Your own people. Your own people who been selling you out, that's been benefiting from you identifying as black, Negro, colored, African American. Your own people the ones been selling you out. You keep looking at the deception of the pale skin. You think it's just the pale skin that's been doing you dirty. It's your own people. Me, NCAA, with the NAACP, Black Lives Matter. Where they at right now? With all these shootings and all this stuff that's been going on, they out here talking about the rap industry. That lets you know something wrong. The NAACP, BLM, the Pan-African, every other so-called black organization, where are they when it comes to issues about citizenship, birthrights, nationality? That's a hot topic right now. They out here talking about the 14th and the 13th Amendment. You don't hear BLM saying nothing. You don't hear the NAACP have no comment. Why? The only ones that you hear speaking up on it is people that declare the nationality and saying that they Moorish American. Because we study law, we study history, we study civics, just like you should be doing. Because it's your birthright. This ain't a club that you got to join. This ain't that. This your blood rights. Listen, man. Listen, this is what we on. This is what we on right now. So just to kick it off, just to kick this beam out off, just showed y'all how it's interesting how in Genesis chapter 6, verse 4, they was talking about giants. And the giants from the Bible, now, all of the giants throughout history, why they got turbans and fezzes on? So it's something to that turban and that fez. You got an answer? You got an answer to that? Because guess what? These pale-skinned Albions, they ain't even been on the planet as long as the giants. What did that tell you? If these people ain't been on the planet longer than these people, how can they actually be copying these people? Hold on, wait. Let me slow it down and bring that back. Hold up. If these people right here that y'all keep saying the Moors sold out and the Moors is working with the white people, let me ask you this. If these people are older than these people, then how would these people copy these people and they weren't even on the planet? They wasn't even born yet. So how would these people who are giants, wearing turbans and fezzes, how would they be doing what they doing if they weren't even born yet? Oh, it's about to get real ugly. It's about to get real ugly for y'all out there talking about you black, Negro, and the colored, and you an Indian. It's finna get real ugly for you. I'm talking about it's finna be real super ugly for you. So you gonna have to pick a side. You can't be in the middle talking about, I don't wanna study nothing about Moors and nothing like that. You don't wanna study this? You don't wanna study astrology, astronomy, the 7 liberal arts, mathematics, science, history. I'm talking about real history. I ain't talking about what they told us. That part. So look at this. You're going to want to share this out. Look. Look at this. Now that's just to kick it off about the giants. You know, Genesis chapter 6 verse 4. They love talking about the giants, but I've never heard nobody say nothing about what the giants used to dress like. I never heard nobody break down about what the giants used to rock, what they used to wear. And then I'm looking in this book right here tonight, and I'm scrolling, and then I seen this picture. I'm like, it's over with now. Nah, it's over with. It's super dead for them now. Anybody out there going against the Moors, you fried. I'm talking about burnt, barbecued. The giants was wearing turbans and fezzes on their heads. Just like these Moors right here. Bronze Phoenician statues all wearing the fez, which is recognized universally as a symbol of wisdom and power. Moors also called the fez the Hemin. They called the fez the Hemin. I'm saying you talk about the Phoenicians, right? You talk about the Phoenicians. Hold up. See. This is what they wanted to do. See. This what you wanted to do. You love talking about the Phoenicians, right? But you don't talk about what the Phoenicians was wearing. The Phoenician statues all around the planet, they show them rocking the fez. Ooh, turn me up. Huh? Hold up, turn me up, man. Turn me up, huh? The Phoenician statues, they wearing the fez. Islam more, huh? They wearing the fez. The Sumerians, they got the fez on too. Ooh. Okay. Hold up. This is a picture of the Toltec king wearing the white fez, inherited by the Toltecs from the earlier Olmecs. So the Olmecs and the Toltecs was wearing the same thing as the giants, which is turbans and fezzes. Ooh. It's getting cold outside. It's getting cold outside. Huh? Don't run. Don't run. We cooking over here. Don't run. This is what you said you wanted to eat. Huh? You said you wanted to eat this. Huh? You said you wanted to see receipts. Huh? So the giants, the giants was wearing the same thing as the Olmecs and the Toltecs, fezzes and turbans. Huh? Oh, it's over with. See. They love talking about the Nephilim. They love talking about Anunnaki. They love bringing all these things up about giants. But they never talk about what the giants used to wear as clothing or a headdress. The headdress shows them in fezzes wrapped in turbans, just like Moorish Americans and Moors around the planet. Hold up. Let's go. From the book, Isonomy. Ooh. Hold up. They said they wanted some receipts now. Hold on. What they say? Turbans and fezzes, just like the giants? Turbans and fezzes. Ooh. What? You see what the pale skin do though? The pale skin, they Europeanized our history, our culture. This what they do. This what they did. And it ain't just the pale skins who did it. It was our own people who sold out. This is when you got to go into the great sellout. When you go into the Moors who was in control, who was in power, but their own people sold out their own people and put their own people in chains and bondage. Slavery. See, And now, instead of putting iron chains around your ankle or your neck, now the slavery is digital. It's mental. You can't even see the chains. You can't even see the chains on your leg. Because the chain is invisible. It's right here on your mind. Look. Let's go. Hold on, Morris. Let's go. Let's go. We just kicking it off right now. We just started. See this? Hold on, man. See? Hold on. See?
Chase for business. Yeah,
this where they wanted to go.
Chase for business.
Hold on. This where they wanted to go. So they like, well, what do this have to do with us today? I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked what this got to do with us today. Because it's right here. It's all here. From the book, One World, One America, Part 2. Tartarian Antiquity and Lemurian Giants. See how we can't get away from giants? You see a common theme going on right now. See? You got Atlantis, North America, Central South America, all of the land masses, the land of Mu, the land of Lemuria, over there in the Pacific Ocean, over there in the Atlantic Ocean. This is a worldwide movement. So as you see this over here, they keep thinking that Egypt is on the other side of the world somewhere. And in reality, Egypt is over here. It showed y'all again and again and again. And you're going to keep seeing it. You're going to keep seeing it until it get inside your head. You already at home already. You thinking you got to go somewhere. You got to go to Israel because you say you an Israelite. You already been tricked, fam. They didn't sent you off. They never show you nothing. They just tell you, oh, you an Israelite. So I need to go to Israel. Israel already over here in the Americas. See, Israel was already over here. You keep thinking you got to leave the Americas to go home. Whole time, the Americas is our home. Boss. Egyptian mortuary statuette found in northern Illinois. What? What? Hold up. What? Turn me up. Turn me up, man. This is in northern Illinois. Egyptian statues pulled out of the ground. What? These gold artifacts from Kincaid Tunnel are on display in the Smithsonian Institute at Washington, D.C. from the Grand Canyon. The back two artifacts are for King Akhenaten and Queen Nefertiti. Cook 'em. Cook 'em. You see that? Queen Nefertiti and King Akhenaten. You think you gotta leave home? That's been the whole distraction to get us to think we ain't from here. We already been here for millions of years. See, once they could get you, once they could get us to accept a narrative like, y'all ain't from the Americas. Y'all got kidnapped. Y'all got brought over here as slaves. Y'all was chained up. Y'all was put on boats. They carried us over here against our will. That's been the narrative. The transatlantic slave trade. All that shit, cap. It didn't happen like that. Actually, if you pick up this book right here, it'll break that down. Get this book right here. Christian slaves, Muslim masters. You see this? Yeah, and you heard about the Grand Canyon getting, parts of the Grand Canyon getting set on fire, right? Why you think that is? Why you think they don't want to let nobody go down in the Grand Canyon? You need a tour guide to go in there. And if you do go in there, you got restricted areas. You can't just roam around in the Grand Canyon. And they just set fire to parts of the Grand Canyon. Cause this in there. Huh? This is in the Grand Canyon. What that look like? Hold up. What that look like? Maybe it's Isis temple. The curved wall at 90 90-degree angles. Islam, or you see the curved wall? See that curved wall right there? Hold on. What's this? What's that? The once great pyramids of the Grand Canyon, now off limits to all. You can't even go in there. See that? See? Oh, see. Hold on. No, hold on now. We just getting started. Hold on. See? We just getting started. We just getting started. But I want to keep this fresh in your mind. I want to keep this fresh in your minds. They love bringing up the Nephilim. They love bringing up the giants that roam this land. They love bringing up the scripture, Genesis chapter 6, verse 4, when the giants roam the earth, right? But they never bring up what the giants used to wear. And they never bring up what they had on their heads. Now you see why. Because if they showed you pictures of the giants and what they was wearing, it'll blow your mind. And you would say, why do they got Moorish fezzes on? And why they got Moorish turbans on? Huh? Why are they dressed as Moors though? Because they are Moors. Ooh, see, they can't steal our legacy though. Don't let them steal the legacy. Don't let them steal the legacy. If you let them do that, you let them do that. We ain't going though. Nah, we ain't going. See? And you might be like, that ain't no Moorish turban. That ain't no Moorish turban. That's just something the giants just put together. Yeah. If that ain't no Moorish turban, then why do it look like an archer in a turban headdress? An Austrian. This is in Austria. This is Moorish headdresses. Ancient and modern headdress. Huh? We cooking. Cook them then. Just cook them then. Huh? Then you go over here to the Moabites. See what she got on? See? She got the headdress on. See? We covering all bases. We covering all bases, Moors. All bases. Yeah. See that? Even if you want to go to Britain, wherever you want to go, Belgium, wherever you want to go, wherever you want to do, you see Moors there. Because they knew what they was back then. But see, today, you got so many sellouts today. They looking at it like, if these people don't want to know their history, if they don't want to know their culture, it ain't nothing we could do. Hold up. It ain't nothing we could do. If they don't want to know, hold on, I'm feeling that. Go back. If they don't want to know their history and their culture, and they want to be 14th Amendment citizens, they want to be black people, they want to be persons of color, they want to be a nationless people, then the U.S. corporation looking at them like, y'all just steaks on the table, ready to get ate. That's what you is. Don't you want to be something different though? Don't you want your children to have a better future than what we done had so far and in the past? You don't want your children right now, if they could, have a better future by just getting in tune with the keys, the principles, getting in tune with law, history. You don't want your children to have a better future? So look, speaking of Britain, I appreciate all y'all critical thinkers. All y'all Asiatics and Muslims that's out there. All y'all not scared to think outside the box. Salam. Look at this. Right here. Let's go right here. Let's go right here. Let me show y'all something. Check this out. Check this out right here. Now we was just talking about Britain, right? Britain, right? You ever heard about him right here? From the book the Negro rulers of Scotland and the British Isles. See the Moors on horseback? Coming in to bring that work, right? Now, y'all ever heard about King Charles I? What he on? Let's see what he on. Let's see what he on. What did it say about him? Charles I. It say the Protestant Negro Moorish King Charles Stuart I was the son of James V, and his dark-skinned Danish wife, Anne of Denmark. Charles became ruler of England in 1625. Check the timeline. 1625. But they told us in 1492 that we was all slaves. But he's a Moorish king, though. Huh? How can he be a Moorish king, but they said we was all slaves? Peace, Jihad. They said that we was all slaves in 1492. Again, don't let them steal your legacy. Our legacy is too rich. You can't let them steal our legacy. Hey, look, I don't care if you want to go. I don't care wherever you want to go. Hold up. Wherever you want to go, fam. Look, it's like this. If you want to go to Babylon, you want to go to Timbuktu, wherever you want to go, we own that. We own that. Now, remember, the giants. Hey, look here, man. I got to put this on the record. Look, you know how we talk about giants, and we talk about, somebody in the hood, they lift weights, they swole, they like a giant, right? In our eyes, they like a giant. But our bloodline comes from the original giants, though. This is how wild history is, though. When you really start diving in history, our bloodline comes from the giants, though. Like, that's us. So ask yourself, when I show you this picture, the first thing you think about when you see what would you do if you see a giant, like a real life giant? This nigga is 25 feet tall, and they got a fez on and a turban on. What are you gonna do when you see this person? First of all, you gonna be in shock, like it's a real life giant in front of me, right? Now look at this. When you think that, right? And then you go to the Bible, and the Bible tell you about Genesis chapter 6, verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days. You see? So the giants, they was wearing clothing that matched the same thing that Moors today wear, which are turbans and fezzes. Oh my God. How are they wearing, and why are they wearing turbans and fezzes if they were not connected to the Moors? Hold on. So that leads me to the next question. What came first? What came first? The giants or the Indians? What came first? Giants or the pale-skinned Europeans? Yeah. What? Hey, look, man. It's up, man. Look. So then you go over there and you gotta say, wait a minute. Wait a minute, man. These people have lied to us about everything. Literally. Everything that they have taught us about history has been fabrication, lies on top of lies, wrapped in other lies. Yo, I'm talking about these people can never, ever have us wake up to Moorish history. Why? Why don't they want to make us wake up to Moorish history? Because it's the end of them. It's the end of the game. It's end game. The end game is you recognizing your Moorish nationality. You recognizing you're not a black person. You're not a black man. You're not a black woman. You're not an Indian. You have been miseducated, indoctrinated. That's what the whole game is. Because it's mental slavery. This what they even brought up the 13th Amendment for. Pick up this book right here. Pick up this book right here. it'll break down why the 13th Amendment was even created. Unsettling Truths. Get this book right here. Fire. The ongoing dehumanizing legacy of the doctrine of discovery. Diabolical. They go break down why the 13th Amendment was even set up. The 13th Amendment was not set up to free so-called black people. It wasn't set up for that. We already have freedom as Moorish Americans. See, we already have freedom. The whole 13th Amendment was established to make a second-tier class citizenship for so-called black people. So-called black people, they never wanted to end slavery. They just institutionalized slavery, and they put it out like they commercialized slavery. So this is when all the penitentiaries start to put so-called black people inside the incarceration places, the prisons, the jails. Have you ever in your life seen an Asian shot dead in the street by the police? Have you ever seen it in your life? Listen, man, we about to take it there. So we talking about this right here. The key to you waking up is you got to have this realization in your mind. You have to have this realization in your mind. You're not a crayon color. You didn't come from a black portal, a black box. You came from your mama and your father. They both have nationalities. You get your nationality from your mama. That's where nationality come from. Hold on, let's go. We finna go on here. Hold up. We finna go on here. This is what they want. They want to go here. So we gonna go here now. Hold on. We gonna go here now. This gotta be the first realization in your mind. Have you ever seen an Asian, a Palestinian shot and dead in front of you on the news? Have you ever seen it? But you constantly see so-called black people incarcerated, unconstitutionally murdered, victims of police violence constantly. But you never see nobody, no other nationality. You never see them with none of that. No kind of gunplay by the police. Why? Because Asians, Palestinians, Pakistanians, and everybody else, Hindustanis, if something happens to them, they're gonna get a call from the embassy. See, they got an embassy. So-called black people, you don't have an embassy because black is not a nationality. See, these other people, they going by Palestinian, Pakistani, Hindustani, etc. They have an embassy for their people. So-called black people are under the illusion that black, Indian, person of color are nationalities. They're an identity. It's cap. None of those connect you to a flag. None of them connect you to this flag. None of them connect you to anything except an organization. Organizations are not nations. They're just members, and they have a membership to an organization. Big difference. So we going to Britain real quick. Let's catch a flight real quick to Britain. Right? Let's go to Britain real fast. We was talking about King Charles I. Right? Keep up with me. I know I'm moving fast, but they got me on the timer. So we gotta move fast. I appreciate all y'all that tune in though. So check it out. So it say the king, who suffered from a severe speech impediment, married a dark-skinned Henrietta Maria, the daughter of the black-skinned Queen Maria de Medici of France. The couple had 7 children with three sons and 3 daughters to survive infancy. In AD 1642, Charles fought a civil war. With years later, he was defeated and captured. During his trial, he was found guilty and beheaded. His son, Charles II, continued the Stuart line in 1685 AD. King Charles I is the 8th great-grand uncle of Elizabeth II. Why are we bringing this up? You see this word right here? Hold up. You see this word right here? Dark-skinned? Okay. Now, this is why you gotta hop inside dictionaries. Watch this right here. This is what they ain't gonna show us. So we gotta each one teach one ourselves. Check it out. Each one teach one. Pick up this book right here. American Dictionary of the English Language. Why is reading about Buddy right here? Why is this crucial? Because in 1492, they told us that we was all slaves. We was in a transatlantic slave trade, which is cap. We couldn't be. How? He was a Moorish king. Pick up this book right here. Now, we go right over here to this. His name is Charles. You see, Char of Charles means darky, black or niger, the same as charcoal, right? Hold on. He said he married Queen Henrietta Maria, right? From the Medici. That's her family, right? Now watch this. What do it say right here? It says that she was swarthy. See, hold on. It says she was swarthy. See, the Stewart family. It says the Stewart family, like other European royalties, were historically described as swarthy. Swarthy. Keep this word in mind. Matter of fact, we throw some ink on there real quick. Let me highlight that. So the word is swarthy. We in real time. See? Swarthy. 1828 Noah Webster Dictionary. Let's go here. Let's look at the word swarthy, right? Boom. Swarthy. Being of a dark hue, a dusky complexion, tawny. In warm climates, the complexion of man is universally swarthy or black. The Moors, hold on, what? Hold up. Now you see, she's a queen, Queen Henrietta Maria, right? We talking about the royal so-called black noble families, right? The Medicis and all that. And you got King Charles, he's a Moorish king. He married so old girl, she's Danish, right? So look, it says King Charles was swarthy. Henrietta Maria was swarthy. Swarthy means what? Dark or dusky complexion. The Moors, Spaniards, Italians are more swarthy than the French, Germans, and English. Their swarthy hosts would darken all plains. What? You see where we going? So the so-called black nobility families, they was all swarthy complexion. They was all dark complexion. They were not pale skins. So they look like this. This is what they look like. You see that? The flip came and flipped everything upside down. So we start thinking that the Caucasian pale skins was the ones in rulership. That's cap. They were never in rulership. Nowhere on the planet were pale-skinned Caucasians in rulership. So any of them that look like this never ruled nothing on the planet. They never had no kind of rulership on this planet. Everything then, just like now, is being controlled by the Moors. The ones that's in the back, but the ones that chose to sell out though. You see? This is why we taking it there. Hold on. This is why we taking it there. Hold up. This is why we taking it there. This is why we take it. See the word swarthy? The Moors, dark hue, swarthy. Look, this is why we taking it here. Nah, let me show you this. See, swarthy complexion, dark complexion. Hold on, look. Keep this in mind now. One World, One America Part 2. Tartarian, Antiquitech, and Lemurian giants. Right? Hold on. Keep these giants in mind. Turbans and fezzes. Keep them in mind now. Now, you come right over here and you say, well, what does that have to do with a connection to us? This right here. Same book. Same book now. What it say? It says this right here. This shit finna blow your mind. Look at this. Same book. Watch this. It say if you got this book, we on page 98. Right? It say, let it be widely acknowledged that it was not unusually throughout the Middle Ages to paint oneself the opposite of a natural dark complexion. The shades yellow, pink, white, and red were the most favorable colors, especially when having a self-portrait created, etc. What does it say? Hold on. What does it say right here? It say, remember, the Renaissance, which means rebirth, was an age of transformation, an era of acquiring a new look or appearance in all mode of affairs, changing from the original to something fresh or new. This is the takeover, all right? This is when the Moors, the so-called black nobility, start to sell out. So it say over 80% of all European royal portraits before, during, and after the Renaissance was painted from a swarthy complexion person. From a swarthy complexion person. Yo. What? So basically saying that all of the so-called royal families ever have been dark complexion, tawny complexion, olive complexion. This is where it started to get away from the original pictures, portraits all around the world, the so-called Renaissance. This is when the sellout started to happen from the so-called black nobility. The ones that was on top, it started to be an uprising with the pale-skinned Europeans and the blue society. The blue vein society, them the ones, those are the children. Those are the children of the Moors who chose to have concubines, and they used to have babies with the pale-skinned Albions. I might have to do a series on this. This is the ones who used to have babies with the so-called pale skins. Yo. So the Moors were not supposed to have children with these people. But you had Moors who had concubines. They started to have intercourse with these pale-skinned Albions. So the children that came from these pale-skinned Albions, they started to integrate themselves as something known as the Blue Vein Society. So the Blue Vein Society, they started to look at it like the lighter complexion is the way they want to go. They want to have something so-called fresh and new. They want to do away with the dark complexion. This is why you got so much hatred amongst our people with the dark skin against the light skin. This is the problem that's been going on. They cooked up this whole paradigm where they was like, well, we light skin, we light complexion, they dark complexion. So we're going to move them out the way. And what they did was, since they were children from pale-skinned Albions, but they still had Moorish blood, it was an internal conflict in their minds. So psychologically, they was all tore up, twisted. This is why you would say, like, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali told us we not to mix, marry, or amalgamate to have children with these pale-skinned people, because it'll turn the minds of the child inside out. It'll make them really psychotic. So what started to happen was the Moors who started having babies with all these pale-skinned people, it started to make their numbers go crazy, right? So they had an internal uprise within their own people, which were mixed blood. They were amalgamated children. They had Moorish, so they had like a Moorish father, and they had a pale-skinned Albion girl. And that couple got together and procreated. So the child came out amalgamated, mixed up, don't know what their nationality is. So they themselves cooked up a blue vein society. You should get this book called The Blue Vein Society. Hold up. Get this book right here. Get this book right here. It go into that. This is one of many books that go into this. This is when they started cooking up class and color. Right? This is where it started to begin with the Moorish Europeans. They started to have babies with the pale skinned Europeans, which caused a blue vein society to be created. So the children from the mixed couple, the amalgamated couple, the Moorish man or the pale skinned Albion woman, that child started to be like, okay, we're going to cook up something different now. And they started to help out the pale-skinned Caucasians because they was lusting for power, money, women. They started lusting for all this power. That's where the internal conflict came from in real life, though. So the dark skin against the light skin is still being used today. It's feud. That's what they know. They call it the Willie Lynch letter. But it's really psychological warfare. Pin the dark skins against the light skin. You see, whether it's a man or a woman, man on man conflict, woman on woman conflict, good hair versus bad hair. This is where all that stem from. Look, I got to move around in a minute though, but pick up this book right here. So Blue Vein Society. Now I say this. It say this. It say nearly, hold on, it say swarthy complexion person who chose to change with the times. It says by displaying a so-called white cosmetic powder or painted facial makeup. Nearly all of the remaining darker portraits were gradually, secretly altered throughout the centuries to reflect the Caucasian appearance. And the like distorted 80% was overwhelmingly placed in nearly every museum, school, book, and academy throughout the world. Damn. And this is where we at in the beginning of this beam out. How I said, if you do the knowledge, get out of them telling you who you was and who you are. Look up who you was. Look up who you are. And wrap your mind around this. If these people right here are new to the planet, these people right here are new to the planet. This is a fact. Hold on. It's a fact that these people right here are newcomers to the planet. We all can agree on that, right? We all can agree that these people are new to the planet. So, since these people right here are new to the planet, they only been here a couple thousand years. These people right here, these Albions, right? We all can agree on that. So, can you explain with any kind of reason and logic how the Bible says in Genesis chapter 6, verse 4, that the giants was on the earth and the giants was wearing Moorish attire? Huh? Do you have any logical explanation why giants had turbans and fezzes on? And turbans and fezzes go back to antiquity. Toltecs, Sumerians, Vishnu, the Hindu god. It go back to all of this. Neymar Menez, the first king of United, the so-called white crown of Upper Egypt, again, is the fez. You see the dates? Look at the dates on there. And then you go back to the giants and you say, with any logic and reason, can you explain why the giants are wearing the same thing, fezzes and turbans, just like Moors and Moorish Americans? Can you explain why they got this on? Huh? Can you explain with any logical sound mind why they got the same kind of drip on? Huh? Can you explain any of that? Because then you go right back here. You go right back over here. And what do you see? It says they gradually and secretly altered throughout the centuries to reflect the Caucasian appearance. So worldwide, from books to museums to academia, they changed the Moorish look throughout history to make it look more Caucasian and pale skin, to get us to be tricked and think that these people was ruling the planet. It's all cap. It's all cap. They've never ruled over us. They used to call us sir and master, my lord. This is what they called us, your majesty. This is what they called us. See? All this stuff that's going on right now, it just started happening, Moors. I would say within the past, you could say 200 years. Roughly 200 years. Before that, it was none of this stuff that was happening. But again, it's our own people that's selling out their own people, though. For lusting the power. For the control. We might have to do a series on this. Yeah, I smell it. I smell a series coming out of this. You want to get a series out of this, let me know, though, in the comments. Let me know in the comments. We can put something together. You know what I'm saying? We might have to go ahead and put something together. Let me know what y'all thinking, though. Y'all want a series out of this? Let me know what y'all thinking. Put a fire emoji up in the comments or something like that. When I post this beam out, just go put fire emojis or something on there. Throw something up there. I see enough of them up there. We gonna kick it off. Cause it's so much history to go through and chop and screw. It's a lot. But I love this shit, yo. I love this shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause this is where it's at. This right here is where it's at. This Moorish movement, this is where it's at. Y'all see what's happening. You see what's happening. Look. You see what's happening about citizenship and all of that around the world. You see what's happening. You see what's happening around the world. Everybody over here talking about, man, we need to talk about citizenship. We do need to talk about citizenship. That's why I might kick off this series. If I see enough fire when I post this beam out, we might go ahead and kick this series off and break some things down. Because they need to be broke all the way down. We might have to, if I see enough fire, when I post this beam out, when I throw it up, I see enough fire on there, y'all go ahead and eat the bomb. Straight up. Y'all let me know though. Y'all let me know. But I hope y'all got something from this beam out right here. I'm finna move around. It's time to move around, boys. Oh yeah, for sure I'm gonna show you the books real quick. So check it out. We gonna run these books up real quick. Check it out, boys. Let's go. Alright. You see what's going on. You see what's going on, right? Blue Vein Society. Get this. Stolen Legacy. Babylon and Timbuktu. America is the True Old World. Volume 1 and Volume 2. We Are Not Black. The Giants. Right there. Turbaned up. Fezzed up. The One World Tartarians. One World, One America Part 2. Tartarian Antiquity. Turn your screen recorder on. It should have been on already, but turn it on. The Negro rulers of Scotland and the British Isles. Turn it on. Turn it on, boys. It's up. Nothing is true. Everything is a lie. I hope y'all got something from this beam out. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, though. Let me know if y'all want a series on this. I'll kick it off. When I post it, throw them fire emojis on there. All right? Peace and love, Moors. Stay dangerous.